This is sketchy.
Here we go. Hello again.
We're back.
Welcome. We're back live from upstate South Carolina. First time live. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm sure our dozens and dozens of followers are getting their notifications as we speak. But welcome to another episode. And we also have bells and whistles, but we've had enough of this music, I believe. We let that play as long as we can stand it. If I can figure out how to cut it off, we will get to that. It should fade out. Here we go. You ready? Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, it didn't fade. Hey, it just went off.
Goes.
We'll work on that.
You know, this is the power of live streaming.
That's right. They're not ready for much anything else. Hey, this is pretty cool, though. This is really fun. For those of you who are just tuning in and listening on your normal podcast platform, we appreciate you tuning in again to another episode of the Fun Fans Podcast. I'm your host, James Dillard. With me, as always, is my co-host, Bailey Jackson. What's up, B?
How you doing today, James?
Oh, man, I am doing fabulous. And this is our fourth video, and we're going to talk in a minute about what's special about the fourth video. But, Bailey, do you want to introduce our special guest?
We have another very special guest tonight, Blackman Huckabee, redshirt sophomore wide receiver from Clover, South Carolina, the town with love in the middle.
That's right.
And he is here because I asked him to be on here, and we're going to talk to him. And Blackman, we're going to ask you some questions in a few minutes, and no answer is incorrect. So you just have at it. Except there's one about me when you were in high school. So be nice when you answer that one.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We hope.
Let everybody know this is the athletic director at my old high school. We've known each other forever, so This one's a little personal.
What's the good thing? Okay. He put old in front of the school and not old in front of the athletic director. So
I know what he meant. I know what he meant. I know what he meant. It's okay. Blackman's cool. We got it.
Coach Jackson.
Yeah. We're cool.
All right. Well, here we go. This is awesome. So anyway, this is our fourth video, and we are blessed to be a part of the Fanboy Fangirls Podcast Network and some of their partners. And bottom line is that gives us the opportunity to, once we have four videos, we can submit those videos to maybe be on television. What do you think, Bailey?
I don't know if I can stand it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, and I'm glad you shared that with me right here on live. Feed.
Live.
Yeah, that's cool. Let's get it.
Let's do it. So we are definitely, that is only one of many reasons we're proud to be part of the Fanboys Fangirls Sports Podcasting Network. If you're a true sports fan, the Fanboys Fangirls is perfect for you. Find various nationwide podcasts and other sports media at thefanboys.com and all. Wait a minute, I have another toy. Here we go. I should have, look there. Look, I'm getting.
There it is, right there.
There it is. I mean, one of these days, and you probably heard a bunch of clicking. Who knows? If we ever get this down pat, Bailey, it could be dangerous. We could be ready for TV. Nobody would ever know that I literally used to work in the radio business. But anyway, check out the Fanboys.
We have radio faces, though.
We do have a face for radio. Thefanboys.com and also find them on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. The Fun Fans is the official podcast for Clemson fans. And what else do we love about the Fanboys supporting? If you scroll down to the bottom of thefanboys.com Facebook page, you will find how we support homes for troops. So scroll down to the bottom and see how you could help us help build homes and rebuild lives for troops. Of course, we love that. And Bailey, what else do we love?
Well, we love Reuben's.
Reuben's. Food, sports, spirits, and catering, the best wings around. And they had pork chops 2 nights ago on the little chalkboard, just in, not even on the menu.
I saw that picture you put on Facebook.
Listen, the pork chops were awesome, baked potato, but they do have the best wings around at 1083 Batesville Road in Greer, 11028 Anderson Road in Piedmont, South Carolina, not far from Clemson there, Blackman.
Have you ever been to Reuben's?
Great place.
No, I never have.
All right, so it's not far. It's over in Powdersville. Go check it out. The wings are outstanding.
Yeah, I'm learning to say
ReubenC.com.
Ruben C. Oh, here we go. Look, bam,
Boom.
technology. It's
Blowing my
something
mind
else.
tonight.
It's killing me. All right. So anyway, check them out. Check them out. And I've had some people check them out, and we've been forgetting to say, hey, tell them the Fun Fans sent you. So, but the guys are great there. The owners and all the folks are great. So we just appreciate their support one way or the other. So Bailey has already introduced our guest this evening. So, Blackman, tell us what it's like to be a Clemson Tiger.
Well, I mean, it's as advertised. It's really incredible, just like being able to be here in the first place. I originally played at Furman my freshman year, and I transferred in my sophomore year. And I loved Furman, and it was fantastic. I could have stayed there and had a really good career, but I really just wanted to roll the dice and play for my childhood favorite team. I've been a Clemson fan my entire life, and so just kind of went for it, and it's just been incredible. The players there are incredible athletes. The staff, it really does feel like a family. I know it's advertised that way, but that's not something that's fake. That's very genuine. Everyone is really supportive, and it's just the best environment you could possibly think of. Just to play in, and on top of that, we typically do pretty well. So it's fun to be on a really good team.
That helps. Blackman was on probably one of the most successful teams in Clover High School history, his senior year. And, I think, James, you were actually at the Dorman game that night when we lost a heartbreaker. But, Blackman, if you went back and you watched or listened to all of our podcasts, everybody that we've had on here has said the same thing about Clemson. So, and like I said last week to Aiden Swanson, it'd be hard to find two bigger Clemson fans than the ones you're talking to right now. So, we love the Tigers, and I know you do, and I know you love being a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just watching people on TV and seeing them, growing up my entire life, like it's where I always wanted to be. My 8th grade letter that I wrote said, I'm going to be a quarterback at Clemson. Well, I'm not a quarterback at Clemson, but I did end up fulfilling my dream. So I'm definitely, it's crazy to be able to actually put on the pads and run down the hill and in front of 80,000, however many people, and go out there and play. It's awesome.
Hey, you never know. I bet Christian McCaffrey never thought he would play quarterback in a conference championship game.
Yeah.
But he definitely did that today.
When some people get hurt.
And multiple folks getting hurt, concussion protocol. And if you went to Furman, and for those of you who may not know, that you got to be smart to get into Furman. Okay, so listen to what this man says. He's got a bright future ahead of him, making great decisions. Furman's, it takes somebody with some good smarts to get into Furman. Did you get into Furman, baby?
I took a grad class at Furman.
Congratulations! I've played on the golf course.
Educational statistics.
Yeah, you did. Good job.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
That's awesome. So, well, speaking of Coach Jackson and being your former AD, Blackman, tell us, do you have a good Coach Jackson story for us?
Man, well, when I was in middle school, I was actually he was our basketball coach too.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually a pretty good basketball player in middle school. And this isn't really like him exactly, but I was kind of looked at like, okay, he could end up being a really good asset to the team in high school one day. And I just didn't pan out because I've stayed this exact same height since about, the middle of 7th grade, 8th grade, and just never grew. So my power forward skills and being able to rebound and go up just weren't really useful at 5'11".
Didn't translate at the higher level, huh?
Yeah.
It just didn't translate. But I will say on my 9th grade basketball team, I wasn't really playing too much. But all week we have a play called Open. It's just a basketball play. And all week I created a play for myself. I was playing point guard, and it was open, stop, and shoot. Right when I get the ball, I'm going to get to the top of the key. I'm just going to shoot it no matter what. I'm going to get benched after that. It's going to be really bad. Well, that's exactly what I did. And I hit a buzzer beater for a 3-point buzzer beater with 3 people in my face. and we still lost by 30, but it doesn't look like that in the video that somebody took. So, hey, man, I had to retire at that moment, and then Coach Jack never had to deal with me on his basketball team. So I think we
Well,
both won.
I mean, let's get technical. Opens a 5-out motion offense. But
Here's basketball
the
season.
more
Go ahead.
the more I watch it now, you're right. There are a lot of I'm just going to get it and shoot moves made. But hey, I remember Blackman playing in middle school too for the Oak Ridge Golden Eagles, right?
Yeah, I was pretty good back then. AAU ball, I was 25 a game.
I don't understand why the middle school and AAU stars don't make it into VAR. It's got to be, Coach. It must have been your fault. I'm
It was
sure.
Coach.
I thought he was going to say I crushed his dreams. I'm glad I didn't.
That's right.
Let's move on to the next question.
That's all right. Very good. So I did a smidge of research, Blackman, and I saw where you did a micro internship with the Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Is that right?
Sir, yes, sir.
Well, first of all, what in the world is a micro internship?
So they want to that's through an initiative, a leadership initiative called Paul Journey. It's like a kind of facet of our program. We've got a bunch of different things going on, but that's something that I've really like dived into. I'm an ambassador for that. There's I think there's probably like 25 of us or so, something around that number that you have to apply for it and get selected by the current ambassadors that are already there. It's held up to a vote. And so basically when we do the micro internships, they bring in like 30 companies ish to that you interview with, and they either they choose which athletes they want to come and represent their company for it's a week. And the reason why it's only a week and why it's called a micro internship is because we are training all summer, and we basically have practice or some type of lift or some type of conditioning every single day. So with that 1 week off is when we are able to do the micro internship. So
Gotcha.
It allows us to have an opportunity like the other just like regular students and be able to do that and get that on our resume, but then still be able to train.
Very good. Well, that definitely answers that question and fits the prefix micro. So tell us about the Late Show for that week. Did you go to New York? Was that something local? How did that work out?
I went to New York. I was living on Broadway Street. And just like working with them directly, then it was just a blast. It was so much fun. Colbert ended up actually getting sick. He got COVID like the second day that I was there. So I did like one normal day.
That's unfortunate.
Well, no, because I still was getting paid, but I didn't really have to go. But they were still kind of giving me Zoom calls and make sure I could still do networking. So I got to meet everyone in the staff. But they also got me over to the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. And so I got to do a little bit of that and watch one of the shows live. And that was pretty cool too. So I kind of got the best of both worlds, got to kind of see both of it. And then just kind of go to New York for free for a week. So it was really nice.
Well, and see, Clemson football opened that door for you. That micro internship is a result of the Paul Journey that Aiden mentioned last week. Also,
he did.
Yes, he was part of that.
I've had my posse on Broadway before, but it wasn't for any type of
that's a throwback.
Micro internship. So
that's an old rap song, by the way.
Blackman's like
that's way back. Like that's like way
straight
back.
over my head.
The listeners,
it's like way back.
The three listeners online knew exactly what I was referring to, I'm sure. So, hey, but and I also rode the Jimmy Fallon ride at Universal just recently, so highly recommend. Anyway, do you get – so this podcast is about being a fan and some experiences. That's why we basically tell stories instead of worrying about breaking down games and that type thing very often. Do you feel like you get to be a fan as a player, or you think that's just a completely experience that was different for you? But what do you think that's like during the season? Obviously, you said Clemson was your team growing up, so you love football. Do you get to watch other games? Do you get into anything else as far as what other college football fans are able to get into?
So I'll tell you what, I it is a lot different playing versus being a fan. But when we're on the sideline and we're watching our team and the games are a little bit closer than we want it to be, that's when the inner fan comes out in me. And at the end of the day, I'm just like, I just want us to win this game. I need us to win this game because if we don't win this game, I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna, it would ruin my day. When I was a fan and before I played, it would absolutely ruin my year if Clemson lost a game. So now when when you're wearing it and you're really out there and if we were to lose, then practice next week might be a little bit tougher than it was the week before, then that's when that fan comes out.
Probably.
Yeah.
But, as like watching games, we're always watching the score, especially during the games of the other teams to see like who's losing and who's, we try just to control what we can control. But yeah, we watch other guys to see how they're doing. I don't get around to watching too many games, especially in season because we're like super busy and we've got school but yeah, we definitely have the opportunity to, see what everybody else is doing.
Just wait
Yeah,
until
if
you're
your
out
mother
and
was listening, you should say, I have to study
study
in my free time.
all the time. All the time.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, just wait till when you have a job out of college. The days at Clemson are the best in the event Clemson happens to lose, because then you just go to class at Clemson and you're still surrounded by Clemson. So for those of us that have to go to work with fans of other teams who shall remain nameless, it makes those L's even tougher. Sometimes they drag out for weeks and weeks
or
and weeks.
364 days.
Right.
Until we play them again.
That's right.
That's right.
Bailey, what you got, Bailey? For
what do I have?
Anything?
Well, not really. I just, I want you to talk about the little hill on the hill. Be careful. Okay. Aiden said you got to be real careful when you get down to the little ledge on the hill when you're running down.
Flat,
so have you ever had any near experiences with that little hump in the hill?
I remember the first time I did it. I was just like, I just want to make it down and not fall. I'm not going to do any jumps. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm just going to try it, just make it down. And so I did kind of like a little gallop on the way down. And I didn't think it looked very cool. So I was like, all right, I need to step it up next game. Let's do a little jump. First jump, I almost fell. And I was like, okay, I need to, lock in. And ever since then, I haven't had any issues. But honestly, I feel like if you're ever going to fall, it's probably because you bump into one of your guys or someone's pushing you or anything. But other than that, it's not too crazy. You just got to go with it.
Just go with it.
Be careful.
We ask these questions. Hopefully nobody falls down the hill, Bailey. We could be.
I don't want to know the number of the guy who fell on the hill.
The fun fans are not responsible for any falling down the hill. Well,
That's right.
Speaking of being a football fan in the off season, though, are there any other Clemson sports that you tend to follow that you like? Maybe I know you like them all, Clemson fan, but some baseball, softball, or something really interesting. Right now, basketball is doing really well.
Yeah, basketball's doing great. I haven't been over to a game. I live across the street. I live right behind SO. So I don't know why I haven't been to a game yet.
Studying.
It's just all this schoolwork, just trying to make my mom proud. But
Yeah,
That's right.
Got to get better with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But Will Taylor, one of our teammates, is a baseball player, and he's going to be fully healthy this year after the knee injury that he had. And so I know me and the guys are definitely going to go check him out. So I'm excited to when baseball season comes around to see, because he was going to be a 7th overall pick coming out of high school in the draft, and just decided to come to Clemson and play both sports instead. So he's a stud. I want to check him out.
Very good. Speaking of studs, let's see, look at the graphic. On his way back from Hawaii recently, Jadu, MC, entrepreneur, entertainer, pep rallies, corporate events, game shows, fundraisers, galas, etc. Just put that man on the mic and let him liven up the party. Not only is Jadu a friend of mine, I've seen him work, and you and your organization will not be disappointed. Anytime you add Jadu to your function, you can find him at itsjadu.com and on all forms of social media at itsjadu. You can find him at my school this coming Friday night. He's coming to do a little emceeing at our basketball game, so that's going to be awesome. So, and Bailey, you've got a really cool announcement. Is now a right time for your?
No.
No, now's not the right time. Okay, awesome. Well,
What about my? I can make my announcement now.
sure. Okay.
All right. So yesterday, my second cousin. We're a pretty close family, and my aunt lives in Rockville, Maryland, and her kids they're a little bit older than my brother and I, but we were close growing up, and her daughter was in the U.S. Figure skating championships yesterday, and her and her partner finished second. So that means, like, in ice dancing, that means they qualified to go to the world championships. But I do have some beef with the U.S. figure skating committee or group. Let me back up and say my second cousin's name is Caroline Green, so check her out at the world championships. There was a team opt out. Okay, we talked Blackman. We talked about opting out a couple weeks ago. We talked about people that are going to bowl games and they don't go play for their team and how we felt about it. So we're not going to rehash that whole situation. But I thought it was odd that a team opted out. The second, they were one of the top ice dancing teams in the whole competition. They just said they were tired. They needed a break. And now they have petitioned, and they still ended up getting a bid to the Worlds. So you tell me what you think about that real quick. So they decided, hey, we're just too tired. We're mentally fatigued, and we don't want to do this. But yet they still got one of the qualifying spots that could have gone to another team.
You put Blackman on the spot. He's like, I don't know.
If obviously,
with a figure skating committee.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
I have a personal connection.
I just think, in fairness, and I think in just sport in general, it's all about just being competitive and then just going and doing what you love to do. So I feel like any opportunity that you withdraw yourself from competition is, I mean, it's just no sports fan loves that. People want to see people, do what they do, and then if you don't do it and you still get a little bit of an advantage, obviously people aren't going to like that. So I can understand your quarrel with the figure skating committee.
Let me put it like this. So in March, when we have the NCAA tournament, you are judged by your game. You are judged by that one game. You don't advance unless you win that one game. So if you don't participate in this championship in San Jose, California, then you should not get to qualify. Even though their resume is outstanding, they've won all these events and great for them. I just think, there should be certain qualifying events like a lot of other things. So anyway, I just wanted to shout out to Caroline Green, my second cousin, who we're very proud of, our whole family, and her partner, Michael Parsons. And they finished second yesterday, and the team that beat them is like the best team ever to do this. I mean, it was pretty amazing watching them and what they were able to do together on ice, on skates. And I can't even skate. So anyway, let's talk about basketball.
I did a 360 spin ice skating the other day. Just want to
there you go. See, very applicable. And now I can hashtag figure skating, hashtag 360 Huckabee. I mean, did you name your move or anything?
I may as well have, because I mean it was pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I understand.
We'll call it the Blackman.
All right, so there's probably a TikTok video of that.
Maybe. So you want me to talk about basketball now? Clemson Tigers basketball. First, 82-81 win over Florida State yesterday, and the game is not over until it is over. And managed the clock at the end. Big rebound by Shefflin there to get a timeout with about however many seconds left, and then we had to foul, and they hit 1 out of 2, and then we have 8.5 seconds length of the court, and it's just like something they've practiced every day all season that all teams do, and it worked. Chase Hunter got it, went in the end, got fouled, scored the bucket, and made the free throw, and then we D'd them up for the last 4 seconds to win the game. It was the first win at Florida State in the last 8 tries.
Wow.
But more impressively, they got off to a great start, but three Tigers were responsible for 85% of the scoring yesterday. So Hunter Tyson had 27, Chase Hunter 26, and PJ Hall 17. and no one else was in double figures. And so it was great to have Chase Hunter back. And next up will be Boston College Tuesday at Boston College. And then next Saturday, I will be in the building when we host the Miami Hurricanes. So very exciting. It's not a fluke anymore. People can, can stop saying, well, when are they going to – they're going to lose a couple games, okay? We still have road games at Virginia. We have a road game at NC State where another Clover kid, honestly, DJ Burns, is having a huge year. And then we just beat Virginia Tech last weekend. There's a Clover kid on that team, MJ Collins. So, there are the talent love in the middle spread out all over this place. And but it's exciting to be a Clemson basketball fan. I've been one my whole life, good and bad. And but right now we're gonna just enjoy the rest of this ACC season.
That's right. It was a very exciting game, and we tell a lot of stories about what it's like being a fan. I had to get my daughter to a dance, okay? And Clemson is playing this 2-3 1-point game back and forth at Florida State, and I'm at the Waffle House trying to watch it on my phone, and I'm driving her to I had to do what I had to do.
Well, you did just get new glasses in the fall, so that helped.
I did. That helped. So, but everything was every person was safely delivered to the dance, and I was able to see at least a replay of that play you were referring to, and as I supported the Tigers on I-85 on my way to the dance. So awesome.
Be careful out there.
We've all been there.
Bailey's basketball update. So real quick, Bailey, I realized the episode a couple of weeks ago when we talked about the changes that are going on at Clemson. It's pretty cool to have Blackman on here, and as a current player, say or don't say, because this is we didn't bring up Jeff Scott. And mainly because it's kind of a rumor thing and things keep flying around. And I'm just going to say it. I'm a fan of the rumor mill to a certain extent when it comes to stuff like that. I think it's funny how some people will go down the path of, Coach Scott's doing this or Coach Scott's doing that. And then there's a headline that he's being interviewing somewhere else or whatever. So and I'll ask Bailey and Blackman, you can chime in just on an opinion, of course, but not looking for insider information. Bailey, what's your take on the Coach Scott grapevine, I guess you could say?
Well, I mean, I've seen the rumors too, but if he would like to come back, I'm sure there's a spot that could be he could have. He's a great recruiter. He's been part of some really, really good teams at Clemson, and I think that door will be open. But I also read that he's just going to take it easy and see where that leads him. His name was there was a tweet today about potential Alabama offensive coordinators, and his name was listed in that. So, I'm sure he's trying just to get his feet back under him and take it easy for a little while. And, let's change gears. Blackman, have you met the new OC?
Yeah.
Yes. He, the day after all the stuff on Twitter was going out, he was at Clemson, and we had our team meeting, and then we met as an offense afterward with him, and he's the real deal. We're really excited about him. He's going to come in and do really well. We know it.
Good. Blackman, as a walk-on, you play football for another pretty famous walk-on.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's pretty great.
Yeah, I love the mentality. I love, you got to go out there and earn it, and you work hard. And Blackman, honestly, James, I'm not just saying this because he's on here. Blackman worked extremely hard in high school, and I know he continues to do the same thing at Clemson University. Like one of his good buddies, Jalen Lane, who's now at Virginia Tech. They
really
just were. Those guys were like the reason we were so good that year. They just worked so hard, and they were always out there on the field throwing, even when the coaches weren't out there. And that's what it takes. That's what you have to do.
Well, speaking of Jalen's that work hard, wrong graphic.
Let's go to
Diamond Edge
Diamond Edge
product. Here we go. Yes, sir. Product placement. Okay. These guys have mastered a diamond laser engraving process, and they can put almost any design on items such as license plates, yard signs, tumblers, water bottles, and more. For a high quality, forever lasting, custom engraved product, check out Diamond Etched Products at diamondetchedproducts.com for inquiries and or orders, email Jalen at diamondetchedproducts.com. So we have 2 more questions that we need to talk about real quick. And one of them, Blackman, we ask of all of our guests, and it's real simple. And this one does have a correct, I don't know, it don't really have it. There's an answer we're looking for. Can you do the gritty?
I'm not much of a dancer. I need to get on my gritty.
Yeah.
I need
to practice.
I'm not that great. I think I tried the gritty last night, and I don't know if it went over very well. So I need to get on it.
Is there a TikTok video of that?
There's not.
No,
but I do need to step up my dance moves so I can get in the dance mob in the locker room. Maybe I can hop in one of those after a game, but I try to stay away from that.
There you go. Well, if you work as hard as Bailey says you do, I'm sure one day you'll be able to pull off a wonderful gritty. And then the last question, Bailey, we'll put this one out to the listeners. We'll go back to the fact that this is our 4th video, and we can submit this to some of our partners with our the Fanboys Network for television. So, there's comments. This will be on social media. This will be uploaded to the same podcast platforms. Should Bailey and I submit the Fun Fans for a little TV action? There's some streaming services, I think Apple TV and a couple of others that I can't remember off the top of my head. So that's the question of the week. Should we submit this wonderful show for the potential to be on TV? I mean, what do you think, Bailey?
Can I answer that?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, right?
Especially, I mean, we got this. Blackman's on here. He's like, heck yeah, let's put it on there.
Hey,
I mean, Stephen Colbert, nothing.
That's right.
He's got a chance to be on television.
That's right. Listen,
come on.
All they can say is no. Can say is no. That's right. So you never know. You may see us on the tube, on the flat screen one of these days, but we do appreciate everyone for checking us out. We appreciate Blackman for being on here with us this evening. Please click subscribe on your favorite platform. Definitely these video platforms now, YouTube, for example, and share the Fun Fan experience with all of your friends, family, and sports fans that you know out there. We'll be back next week for another episode with another wonderful guest. And on behalf of the Fun Fans podcast, Jay Thrilla Entertainment, the Fanboys Fangirls Podcast Network, Bailey Jackson, and Blackman Huckabee.
We out of here, James. Blackman, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. It's great to meet you, James.
Same here, Blackman. Thank you very much.